Om Neelambujashyamalkomalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Panau Mahasayak Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side, is carrying powerful bow and arrow in his hands. Therefore, nothing to be afraid of. In Ayodhya Kanda, verse number 193, and the context of the storyline is Bharata with all devoted subjects and queens and guru. They are with the project of meeting Rama. And you have heard how Nishad, Guha Nishad, first developed a negative view that Bharata is going to attack Rama because of the greed for becoming the king of Ayodhya unobstructed. And so Guha Nishad summoned all his army and all those people under him to attack and to confront Bharata. So with that type of attitude, but then an old man sneezed. And turned his attention to the idea that he must first find out what is the intention of Bharata before he should just attack Bharata. And so with that plan, Nishada, Guha, Nishada is the whole tribe's name. Guha is a special name, Guha Nishad. And I have explained Guha relates to cave of the heart. As a great friend of Rama with a Dasya Bhakti aspect. But Rama's friendship is perfected by Bharata's friendship. Rama represents Jnana movement. And so, inspired by Jnana, Nishada developed a profound state of love for Rama. And even though he is a Chandala, an outcast, and he is a tribal person of a low-grade birth, in spite of that, Rama enfolded him in his arms and he was a profound friend of Rama. But that friendship becomes further fulfilled when he confronts Bharata. The two aspects, Rama aspect is Jnana and Dhyana together. Rama is Jnana, Lakshmana is Dhyana. Jnana, Dhyana highlighted devotion to God is not complete. It becomes complete when Bharata and Shatrugna also join in it, an integration has to take place. That's the subtle point behind the plot. But you will see, and it's a lot of wonderful, delightful rasa, Ramayana rasa. First point, how he had pictured Bharata in his mind, that he was going to attack Rama and all that. When he met Bharata, and Sage Vasishtha told Bharata that he has been friend of Rama. The moment Bharata heard that he was a friend of Rama, he immediately rushed towards him, expressing his great love. And then he realized what a great mistake he had done in his mind. And he immediately fell down at the feet of Bharata. Karta dandavat dekhite hi Bharata leena urlai Manahu lakhan san bhet bhai Premuna hriday samai. Seeing Guha prostrating before Bharata, Bharata immediately bowed down and lifted him up and folded him in his arms, as if Bharata met Lakshmana himself, and his love that was welling up in his heart had no limit. Boundless love surged in the heart of Bharata. Subtle point has been presented before you. Sometimes don't be deceived by appearance. Something appeared like a great army coming and fighting, destroying Rama. That appearance. And the reality was totally different. There's a whole river of Ganges of love flowing towards the ocean of Rama. Totally different status. So one needs to develop that quality, not to jump up to a quick conclusion. Yes, if you are working on mathematics or things of that nature, if you are doing your job, quickness there is perfectly okay. But in reacting with people, there you have to have patience. Allow your mind to figure it out, and even if you are seeing in your mind and it seems like it appears in every way this person is stupid, bad, negative, don't fall for it. Allow some time. And then we will realize the person may not be the way you have thought about the person. I will not go into detail, but just understand that point. And then again, you react to, suppose a person is negative, and suppose he is coming with bad intention. From practical point of view, save yourself from his bad movement. But in your heart, you should develop the same way as you would have handled your child, your great friend. What makes this person act so badly? Why does this person tortures his face, brings so much tension to his eyes, exposes his teeth, walks abruptly. Why does he do that? The dear one has some problem. So that should be the profounder way that your heart should act. In your heart level, you should not go on drawing impurities. Your heart should be free to allow Rama to shine, God to shine. भेंटत भरतु ताहि अति प्रीति, लोग सिंहाहि प्रेम के रीति. Bharata enfolds Guha in his arms with immense love. And all people, they are thrilled to see this scene. But at the same time, they are jealous. I should have been there. How is it I don't have that blessing that Bharata is expressing towards Nishada, Guha? धन्य धन्य धुनि मंगल मूला, सुर सराहित ही बरसहि फूला. And gods were always over your head wandering. When you do good things, God throws a flower on you. How do you know it? The little joy comes in your mind. Suman, mind becomes a little flowery. So, all experiences that bring delight in your mind and inspire your heart, when that is happening, must realize gods are showering flowers. Any type of inspiration. Otherwise, you will look for actual flowers dropping on your head. You have to go Badri Kedar and practice months of austerity. And some delusional scene will appear. And come back with vanity. That I went. I did so much austerity. The gods were there on the tree. They danced on the branches. And lots of flowers fell off my head. So that's how each time you hear the scriptures talking about gods showering flowers, not only that they showered flowers, Dhanya Dhanya Dhuni Mangala Moola, you source of all auspiciousness. Glory, glory to you. That was the sound. With that, they went on offering flowers. Lokaveda sababhati hi nicha, jasu chaha chui leiya sincha, tehi bhari anka rama laghu bhrata, milat pulaka paripurita gata. This Nishada, the tribe is an outcast tribe. In the world, from the general mass point of view, as well as in Vedic literature, you you are doing satsanga, you should not let in someone of a bad caste. That was old style, orthodoxy. Their idea, their statement is, don't let in negativity, don't let in impurity. But impurity is interpreted in different ways. Someone just walks in with shoes. Now the whole temple has to go through a tremendous discipline. And more strikingly, a dog walks in. Everything becomes impure. So that type of religious discipline is entertained by the mass mentality. But all this that is considered by the masses negative, impure, that doesn't obstruct devotional movement to lift the soul and free the soul from all impurities and lead the soul to Rama. There lies the glory of Rama. No matter how low you might have been, no matter how many negative karmas you might have done, if you have allowed bhakti to enter your heart, all that doesn't count. No matter how long you have kept your room in darkness, the moment you bring light, darkness goes. So that type of profound understanding has to develop in an aspirant. Otherwise, you will be just calculating your karmas with the help of different astrologers and different views of life. So, Guhais, rather people are saying that such a person who is so low class, and look how Bharata has enfolded him in his arms. Ram Ram kahi je jamuhahi, kinai na papa punja samuhahi. Now, Tulsi Dasji, using this episode, brings out the profound teaching. The glory of mantra. How do you turn your mind to God? And the Hindu culture has brought about very subtle way of Godward movement. And the very foundation of Godward movement is being initiated into mantra. And of course, Tulsi Dasji presents Ram as very easy and simple and profound mantra. But if you have under any other deity, the same deity is same as Ram, whether Krishna, Buddha, Jesus. Mantra represents God, and God is one and the same. That type of attitude must develop if you are really going to be profoundly benefited by japa. But again, another point, people go on saying in palabras that your prayer you must do with your mind alert, your heart receptive. If you don't do that, it goes in vain. Tulsi Dasji doesn't agree to that. profounder view is totally different. Even if you start uttering things, mantras, because mantras are touching different centers in your body. Even if you don't know what Om means, if you chant, it begins to harmonize your pranas. So, similarly, when you start repeating Ram, Ram or your Ishta mantra, even when you are yawning, and just do that to break the boredom of yawning. Ram, Ram. Even that utterance does not go in vain. Ram, Ram kahije jamuhahi. People who yawn out of laziness, and while yawning, chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. Tinahina papa punja sambuhahi. The whole crowd of papa has come to enter. The moment they hear Ya, Ram, it's a powerful deterrent, even if you are unwittingly uttering the name. Yahato Ram Layur Linha, Kul Samet Jagu Pavan Kinha. And that Rama enfolded Guha in his heart. Thereby Guha not only was blessed with his own spiritual upliftment, his own liberation, but he brought about auspicious progress for all his near and dear ones. So much so, Jagat Pavan, he became a factor purifying the whole world. This is the power of devotion. A Godward movement, even the slightest movement you have taken, it has created a power, a type of impact upon the world that's very profound. The world has a lot of mucks. You don't see it quickly changing. But your goodness, your Godward movement, not only is doing good to you, but it is becoming a basis to inspire and lift up countless souls. Simple illustration, ask the flowers. All that the flower does is blossom. What fragrance. Once the fragrance comes in the flower, how many are benefited? You can't imagine. That's the role of bhakti. Therefore, in all difficult times, one should not ignore bhakti. Bhakti should be the strength behind all disciplines, caution, and all the measures taken by people against viruses and calamities. But if devotion to God is ignored, then all the teachings and lessons and restrictions become weak. Karamanasa jalu surasari parai, tehi ko kahau shisha nahi dharai. Karamanasha Nadi. There is a river called Karamanasha. Where? You have to go to the Google. Karamana is certain rivers, villages consider them very very dirty, as if they're source of all sin. And entering into them, they're polluted rivers. So if you enter into them, you are going to become a patient, suffer from terrible things, as if you are going into hell. So they term that type of river karmanasha. Your good karmas will be destroyed if you enter there. But the same river, when it has entered the Ganges, and you go into the Ganges at this confluence of that karmanasha and river, all your negativity will be swept away. All good karmas will blossom up. You will attain enlightenment, bhakti, devotion to God. So a bhakta personality, devotion, personality that has devotion to God is like the Ganges river. All interactions from the world ultimately end up in a joyous way if they are directed towards saintly persons. Saintly person does not go on complaining against so many negative interactions that happen day by day. And no matter how negative, the simple philosophy is already pointed out that ghat ghat mein hai sai ramata. God abides in every individual. So, speaking from a broad point of view, a negative individual putting you into trouble, challenging you, do not let your mind be swayed to negativity, but continue to recognize that this is divine plot of testing your strengths. And that person has become the instrument of divine hand. Swapach sabar khasa jaman jad pavan kol kirat Ramu kahat pavan param hot bhuvan vikhyat. Lot of negative names have been mentioned by Tulsi Das. Swapach is kind of a very hateful personality. The literally means one who eats dog, digests it. Outcast. And wild tribes, all those people who are considered extremely low and people want to keep far away from them. They too, among them, saints have come to a state of purity that in the three worlds all over their fame is sung. One of the example is given of sage Valmiki. Another point that's implied in this statement, that every individual has different moods. Sometimes you are a wild tribe. Sometimes you are an outcast. All things happen. But all this doesn't matter. You turn to Rama, turn to God. All this do not restrict love for God. And all these limitations or impurities, they become transformed. नहीं अचिरज जुग जुग चली जा आई, केहि न दीन रघुबीर बड़ाई. And this is not something very startling. It is the law of devotion that has gone on for ages and ages. In other words, this is a permanent, perennial law that bhakti takes away or washes away all sins. राम नाम महिमा सुर कहाहीं, सुनि सुनि अवध लोग सुख लाहीं. And gods from the sky, they also start speaking of the glory of Ram, Ram. And all the people were so happy to listen. I've already explained what it means when gods also join in. When you are enjoying the satsanga, gods are there also. They are allowing your mind to be happy, inspired. That's allegorical terminology. God is everywhere. राम सखहि मिली भरत सप्रेमा, पूछी कुशल सुमंगल खेमा. Coming back to the storyline, having met with such love, Bharata asked, "How are you?" Practical talk started between Bharata and Nishada, Guha. And at that stage, देखी भरत कर सील सनेहु, फा निषाद तेहि समय विदेहु. Seeing Bharata's such gentleness, such profound love pouring out of his heart, that wild-tribed Guha lost his body awareness. सकुच सनेहु मोद मन बाढ़ा, भरत ही चितवत एक टक ठाड़ा. His mind became so overwhelmed, so joyous. He stayed standing, just going on looking at Bharata. It's called ek-tak. In a witty way, tuk-tuk. Someone just looks at him, not even winking. Hindi language says tuk-tuk dekha hai. But then, summoning up his heart, preparing his heart to speak up, having adored the feet of Bharata, and with great love and humility, with folded hands, he said, कुशल मूल पद पंकज पेखी, मैं तिहूं काल कुशल निज लेखी. O Lord, having darshan of your lotus feet, which is the source of all that can be blessed for a person, I am so well. Not only well Well, at all times, past, present and future. Just having seen you. So your question, how are you? Answered, I am the best. Not the present, past, present and future. By the miracle of your lotus feet. अब प्रभु परम अनुग्रह तोरे सहित कोटि कुल मंगल मोरे. And by your grace, not only Mangal has come to me, Mangal means very auspicious change in your personality. Not only that goodness, blessing has come to me, but millions of my near and dear ones and whole traditional set, father, grandfather and so forth. The number is millions. They have been all blessed just by seeing. Through all this in a subtle way, you are always being reminded, love of God is a type of movement that is directed towards entire humanity. Not only humanity, entire world of jivas, souls. All souls are being led to something profound. These days you shouldn't have difficulty in understanding that. Coronavirus gives you the example. It has stirred up the whole Earth planet. So, not only it touches one person, but by touching one person, it has created a field for touching thousands and millions. If that negativity can do that much, can't you think of positivity can do much more? Karuna Ramaya Ras of God. If your heart is radiating that, Karuna Maya Ras can do amazing wonder. Samuji mori kar to tipkulu Prabhu Mahima jiye joi jo na bhajai raghubir pad jagabidhi banchit soi. Nishada is explaining himself. Ignoring my caste, my family, the low grade family, you have shown to me, he's telling Bharata, the glory of Rama. I who am so low, jiva, and Rama, who is the Lord of millions of universes, called Brahmanda. Whole cosmos concept in you is called Brahmanda. And millions of Brahmandas, just like the beam of light comes in a room, in the beam you see countless sand particles shining. Consider each particle as a whole universe, whole cosmos. What is being led is not a mathematical point. Being led you to understand that you cannot measure it. All your mathematics don't apply. You are dealing with infinity. And that type of quality exists in Rama. And he says, oh Bharata, he said, because of you. In other words, meeting Bharata allows Guha to understand Rama's glory. Those who do not turn to worship, adore the lotus feet of Rama, simple terms, those who do not have love for God, love for Rama, they have been cheated by Brahma. The entire Brahma creation gave so many pleasures, and you go on saying, oh, what a wonderful Brahma. Rasgullah comes. So many delightful things in life. Pleasures, eat, drink, be merry. Glory to Brahma. Thereby you are being cheated by Brahma. But if you develop love of God, then you are not coming under that deception. This poetic way of saying that to be confined to the world of karma, to the predicament of being born, being trapped in the cycle of birth and death, that way you have misused the creation. The real purpose of being in creation and living your life is to go beyond the cycle of birth and death. Do not create karmas, but burn up all karmas. So Guha is describing himself, how Rama has blessed him. That's the way he's introducing himself to Bharata. Kapati kayar kumati kujati, lokaveda bahir sabhabhati. Oh Bharata, look, I'm so false. Kapati. Kayar, coward. Kubuddhi, evil-minded. Kujati, low-born. All type of negatives. And in spite of all this, Rama made me his friend. And since then, I have become the crowning glory of the whole universe. देखी प्रीति सुनी विनय सुहाई मिले बहोरी भरत लघु भाई. Seeing Nishad Raj's expression of such love and humility, Shatrughna came forward and also met lovingly, and Nishada, uttering his name, I, Guha Nishad, offer my adorations to you. And similarly, he offered adorations to all the queens, the royal queens that were there in that spot. Jani lakhan samdehi asisa, yehu sukhi sailas barisha. And the queens are so happy to see Guha and on what he was saying, an expression of his profound devotion and love for Rama. They were so happy, they began to bless, lifted up their hands. They said, oh Guha, may you go on living for 100 million years. Subtle meaning behind long life, attain eternal immortality. You are not the body. So if you live with the body, that is not the blessing. Blessing is you attain immortality. I am not the body. So that your mind can digest it. There is a big range. But the actual point is eternity. And allegorically, blessing is given, may you live long to be sure to attain enlightenment. So if you attain enlightenment in a few years, you have as if lived a very long life. And very normally, of course, live up to the normal ideal of human personality, 100 or a few more or less. कहीं लहेऊ यहीं जीवन लाहू भेंटेऊ रामचंद्र भरी बाहू. And all people there, they say to each other, this Guha has attained the greatest blessing, that he has been embraced by Rama. And hearing these praises, Guha Nishad was so thrilled, and he began to lead them onwards. Sanakare se vakasakal chale Swami Rukhapai Ghar taru tarasar bagaban basa banaye nijai. And Guha, by his subtle indications, he directed all people to prepare for making resting tents so that they could rest in some leafy houses under the tree, by the banks of the lakes, in the orchards, in the jungles. All these became resting places because there's such a big crowd, and they had to be given comfort in their journey to meet Rama. It's again a very allegorical way. You are going to attain enlightenment, you are going to develop bhakti. So if you have developed Guha Nishad type of heart, then every adversity is a little jungle, challenge is a big tree, all that becomes your resting points. The whole world is a catastrophic type of forest with a lot of viruses and lot of... In that, devotional movement brings out so many small little resting points. So your whole personality is a whole crowd of factors moving with you, and they all are given proper rest and inspiration in divine plan, inspired by love for Rama. So with this we conclude. Om Trayambakam Yamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukma Bandhanan Mrityorum Kshiyama Mritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukma Bandhanan Mrityorum Kshiyama Mritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ramaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Ham Hanumate Namah. Om Shanti Shanti.